Hi guys, welcome back. This is another hour of class with me, and this is a speaking class. I can see that you have fully made reservations for this class. That's wonderful. Welcome. Ricardo, how are
Surprise,
you?
teacher.
We
I'm fine.
you were in the last class. We lost you. What happened?
I lost connection. My connection is not good here, teacher.
Oh, okay. Well,
Goodbye.
I hope you can stay now.
Okay, me too, me too. Good to see you again, teacher.
Awesome. And let's see, we also have Hamid who's back. Welcome back, Hamid.
My friend
Thank
Hamid.
you. And
Yes.
I
Hamid
have
is
just
everyone's friend on Burbling. He's very friendly.
Famous people.
It's true, it's true.
Famous person. Yes.
Look at that, Hamid. You're famous on Burbling. Everyone knows you.
I am happy for this, and I want to say I have just waken up for 5 minutes ago.
I have just woken up.
I have just woken up 5 minutes ago.
Perfect. So I'm happy. So you're well rested. So you slept and you're well rested.
Yes. Also, I must wake up early because I will go to my brother's home. Like there is something for this, so this is my reason.
Okay, all right. So you woke up early because you have to go to your brother's house.
Yes.
Perfect. Thanks for that, Hamid. Okay, so let's see, who else do we have? We have Adriana. Adriana looks fresh and beautiful today. Look at that. She has beautiful hair, and she has a nice smile, and the light is on.
I broke my lamp today.
You broke it?
Yes. I had to buy another one.
Do you have IKEA in Mexico?
No, we don't. Well, actually, we do, but we only have like one store.
In one store.
In like an exclusive zone.
Yeah. Well, I am addicted to IKEA furniture. You see those lights behind me? Those lights on the wall? They're from IKEA. I got them last Christmas. So I love, and there's 3 IKEAs where I live. So it's like I can go to any one of them. So
you
go
can
to
get enough.
Yeah, I can't get enough. But then the thing is, I have to build it myself. I buy it and then I'm building it at home. Let's see. And we have someone new in class with us today. We have Audrey. Audrey Mendy?
Yes.
Hi, Audrey. Hi, how are you?
Fine in here.
I'm great too. Where are you from, Audrey?
I come from France, but currently I live in Toronto since January.
Sorry, you come from France, but what?
But I live in Toronto since January.
Oh, I'm from Toronto.
Ah, really?
Yeah, my mother lives in Mississauga, and I live in Toronto. That's wonderful. And guess what? We have another Canadian with us in class. We have Lily. Hi, Lily.
Hey, Hina.
How's it going?
Good. It's very hot today.
It's very hot.
Hot and humid. Oh my God.
I haven't been outside the house, so I'm like air conditioning all the way.
Oh, you're lucky.
So Lily, check it out. We have Audrey. Audrey's from France, but she lives in Toronto now.
Yeah. I met her on group chat. So, yeah.
That's awesome. Wow, you guys are already connecting.
Yeah.
So this is great. I'm happy you guys are here because the topic that we are talking about today is culture shock. All right?
Yes.
So when you moved to Canada, I'm sure you guys experienced some level of culture shock. So you can tell us all about it. All right. So let's begin. For all those students who are watching, welcome as well. You guys are more than welcome to join class if you like. There are lots of spots available. Students had made reservations. I don't know why they didn't join. But anyways, let's get started. So I know art teacher David. I said hi to him. So art teacher David, I hope you can join us as well. Okay. All right. So today's topic is about culture shock. Who knows what culture shock is? Culture
I
shock.
know something from my England adventures.
What? Okay. What is culture shock?
For example, when I was meeting something new thing, and I can't adapt. I can't believe this.
I could not believe it.
I could not believe, and I could not live in my country these things. So it was first time for my life.
Oh, that's a good way of saying it. So when Hamid went to England the first time, everything was new to him and he was away from his country and everything was new and he couldn't relate. That is culture shock. When you're just in a situation, it's like, oh my God, everything is new and I don't know what to do. That's massive culture shock. So let's quickly, and we have somebody who rarely shows his face in my classes. We have Furkan.
Hi.
Wake up,
Hi,
Furkan.
Look at that. Ricardo saying hi to you. Hey, Furkan.
Hi.
How are you?
Beat.
You're beat? You're beat? Well, I want to say congratulations. I saw your website. It looks beautiful. So I want to congratulate you for that.
My?
Well, your moderator or administrator. So welcome. Really nice to have you, Furkan. And we also have Josue? Adriana, how do you say that name?
Josue.
Josue. There we go. Josue Cardenas? Cardenas. Josue Cardenas. I'm from Mexico. Okay, Josue, I think you're muted, so you need to unmute yourself, okay? So once you've unmuted yourself, you can say hi. All right. So this is a conversation class. So we are going to be talking about culture shock. We're going to be sharing stories, if we've ever experienced it, what it was like, how we felt, and you guys are allowed to ask each other questions, all right? Lily and Audrey, if you want to ask each other questions about what you felt life was like in Canada when you moved, you're more than welcome to, okay? So don't be shy. Furkan, you have a very big grin on your face. Can I ask why? Oh, he's like, oh, I don't have a grin. Oh, I'm leaving. All right. So Hamid experienced culture shock when he went to England. Lily, what about you? Why don't you tell us a little bit about where you moved from and when you came to Canada, what was it like for you?
Okay. I want to talk about the work, homework. For example, cooking or wash dishes or something like this. Because in my country, children have to help parents doing cooking or something, except if your mom want to cook something special that she wants. Yes, but in the other case, if it's like a normal day, something like this, children have to cook, to wash dishes, to clean the house every morning, and yes. But when I came here in Canada, it's not the same.
When I came here to Canada.
To Canada, yes, it's not the same thing. It was, it's like parents do everything. They work, they cook, they wash dishes, they do everything. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Yes, I was not, I was embarrassed for myself, because in my culture, if you don't do your work as a child, yes, as a child, you are not polite.
Oh, so it's so manners are to work, to do house chores. Okay.
Yes.
We don't say homework. What is homework, guys?
Homework is the teacher gave to.
Yeah, in school. In school.
In school, yes.
So we can say household duties. Household duties.
Yeah. Oh.
Or
Sorry.
we can say, that's okay, don't say sorry. Household duties or household chores. Okay.
House.
Yeah. So what you mentioned, like cooking, cleaning the dishes, these are household duties or chores. They're not. It's not
Chores.
homework.
Okay.
Okay. So Lily, where are you from again? What country?
I'm from Madagascar.
Madagascar. Okay.
Yeah.
So that was culture shock for you, where it was like, wow, this is so different.
Yes, and some even in my country, even your mother want to cook something special for family, you have to help her. You have you have to be ready for her. If you ask if she wants something, or just watching if you know that she needs something, you have to go and take it and give it to her. But here it's like not the same thing. It's very different.
It's very different.
And
yeah. No, go ahead. What do you think it's like over here? So children, what are they expected to do?
They're so they have so much freedom. I don't know how to say that. You know, they don't do anything. They just eat and and stay in front of a computer and playing and go to school and come back and eat and they do anything. So
they don't have any responsibility.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
You know, in my country, children 8 years old, he'll till 8 years old.
8-year-olds.
8-year-olds can cook a rice. And over
here
cook for family. You know, for people. It's like it is not how to say that. It is
unusual. It is not unusual.
Yes, it's like normal for everybody.
For children to be working.
And then when they decided to leave the parents' house, they have an experience. They can do everything, so they don't have problem after that. Yes.
That's very, very interesting. I never thought that that's how people felt when they moved to Canada. That's how they might feel. Oh,
yeah, I was very,
very surprised.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you, Lily. Let me just quickly say hi to Mine. Hi, Mine.
Hello, Hina.
Welcome, Mine. I'm happy you're here too. Mine moved to the United States from Turkey, so I'm sure, Mine, you experienced some culture shock as well. Did you?
Yeah, of course.
You did. Okay, so we're gonna talk about what culture shock Mine experienced too. Adriana, have you experienced any culture shock? And culture shock isn't only when you move to a country. Like, for example, Lily and Audrey and Mine, they immigrated to another country. Even if you go when you're traveling, like if you travel for vacation, you can still experience culture shock. All right? So, Adriana, have you ever experienced culture shock?
I think I did when I moved. I'm from a small town in Guerrero, but I moved to Mexico City when I was 15. But I moved like alone. I was alone.
Oh, okay. That's very young. 15. Wow, that is really
courageous.
So that's very brave, very courageous.
Brave,
good word. Yeah. So
it was like very difficult for me because I didn't. I mean, oh my God, it's like raining heavily here.
We can hear that. That's okay. Go ahead.
When I moved to Mexico City, I was like, I was pretty young. I didn't know like how to take the subway or public transportation because I'm from a small town. You can't like get to I don't know, go downtown walking. You don't even have to take. You don't even have to take a car. So it was like very shocking for me that first 2 or 3 months.
So how did you adapt?
I don't know. I just I just did.
That's usually what happens. You just do. So
You don't have a choice.
That's a good point. You don't have a choice. You have to. So now, do you feel culture shock when you go back to your small town?
Yes.
What is that like?
Especially the food is like a little different. I think it tastes better over there.
It tastes.
It tastes better. And I don't know. It's like people in Mexico City are like always in a rush, you know?
They're always hurried.
They are always hurried.
Hurried, exactly. When everything is like, oh, we have to do it now.
Yeah. And over there's like, oh, don't worry, just 5 minutes.
Take it easy.
Yeah. My mother is like, yes, it's like, oh, we have to go like downtown. I got an appointment with doctor. Oh, it's like at 7. Oh, it's just 10 minutes. And I'm like, let's go. I don't want to be late.
I know what that means. Over here, if you want to go somewhere, you have to leave the house 40 minutes. I'm assuming it's the same in like a bigger city. You like leave the house 40 minutes before you need to go somewhere.
I have to leave my house 1 hour and a half early in order to get to my job. On time.
Perfect. Thank you, Adriana. So yeah, that's a good example. Culture shock can come from just moving from a small city to a big city or vice versa. It's like, wait, life is so fast in a big city and it's so slow in a small city. All right. Let's see. Who else? Furkan, welcome back. I hope you have a culture shock story to tell us. Minnie, let's get to you. Minnie, why don't you tell us a little bit about what it was like when you moved to the United States?
When I moved to the United States, I have a cultural shock, but I get used to it very easily because this is not first time I live the I left my country, and I think I assimilate well in the United States. However, still sometimes I cannot understand the people act or reaction because they're absolutely opposite from my culture.
Okay, so like what? Why don't you give us some examples? What are some things people do in the US that is totally different from where you are from?
The first awkward thing, for example, every people say, hi, how are you?
Everybody.
Yeah, everybody say, hi, how are you? But when they say these words, they also walking. And it doesn't mean anything, how are they don't interest, how are you? But it's like a sort of
it's a pleasantary. It's
pleasantary, yes.
Oh, okay. All right, that's a really good thing. Yeah, here in North America, when you ask someone, hi, how are you? The only answer should be good or fine or okay.
That is another thing. Maybe your feeling is not good, but you always say, I am fine, I am good, amazing, awesome. This I don't understand it.
Lily and Audrey, did you guys experience the same thing when you moved to Canada?
Yeah.
Yeah? So is it the same in Madagascar? When someone asks you, hi, how are you? Do you actually tell them honestly, or do you just say, I'm awesome?
Actually, in Madagascar, it's depend of if you know, because in Madagascar, that's the second one that I had as a shock. In Madagascar, if you meet people, even if you don't know who is, if you say hello, he answer you. He always answer you. But here I tried, but they was just like watching at me, looking at me, and
looking at me,
and there was like a big question mark in their hand and like, who are you? You know. Yes, I was very embarrassed.
You know what we call that? When you
Yeah.
ask someone something and the only answer is silence?
Yeah.
We call that an awkward silence. An awkward. Example, Lily just moved from Madagascar. She's like in Montreal and she's just on the street and she's like, "Hi, how are you, stranger who I don't know?"
Yeah.
And the other person is like,
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
"Why are you talking to me?"
Yeah.
Lady. Okay? This is an awkward silence. This is a strange silence. And awkward is uncomfortable. Uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very uncomfortable.
Exactly. So mostly when people move, they experience lots of awkward situations because they're used to doing things a certain way in their country, and then they come to a new country and everything is different.
Yes, I was very shocked. I just said to myself, I said, okay, I'm not in Madagascar. Yeah.
So you had to adapt. You had to change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And about how are you, it's depend of person. For example, if the person that's you don't know who he is, you just answer, I'm fine, even if it's not
Not true.
Yeah, not true, yes. But if it's for example, your friend or your family ask you, and most of people said what happened. Yeah.
Then you're honest with them. Yeah. These are very small differences that people don't realize you have to experience. Audrey, let's hear from you. What did you experience when you moved to Toronto from France?
At the beginning, when I get into a shop,
when I went into a shop,
people told me, "Hi, how are you? How was your day?" And in France, people just say hi. That's it. So the first time it was very weird for me.
Weird.
But right now it's okay. Actually, it's okay. And in Canada, every people are every person are very kind and helpful in the streets. If I am looking for my way, people can help me. But in France, maybe we are a little bit selfish, so we don't have the time to help people in the streets.
Okay. All right. Yeah. So your culture shock was positive.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Culture shock. A lot of people think it's always negative. It's not always negative. Okay. Adriana? There's a word for the culture shock that you experienced. Your culture shock when you moved to a big city, it was like, whoa, right? And then you moved to a small city once again, and then again you were like, whoa, right? That's called reverse culture shock. Reverse culture shock. So reverse culture shock happens when you have left your home and you come back after many years and then your home seems like a strange place to you. That's reverse culture shock. So Lily, do you think if you went back to Madagascar, you would experience reverse culture shock?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Yes. As Audrey said, people in Canada are so kind. It's unbelievable.
Thank you.
Yes, you are so kind. For example, I was surprised the first time that I did shopping. I went shop. The seller was very kind. There's like big smile and they speak like I was like, okay, I want to buy it right now. No.
The sales pitch.
Yes, it's so yeah, unbelievable.
It's so
but
different.
In my country, it's not the same thing. It's people are. It's true that if you say hello, people want us to answer you, but the seller are so different.
Yeah.
And
shopkeeper. We say shopkeeper.
Okay, shopkeeper are so different. It depends. Some of them do something, but in general, it's not the same thing. And yeah, and I also different. The men are very elegant. I don't know why.
The men.
Yes, the men are really elegant. Yes.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that more in a little bit. Okay, so that's awesome. So thanks. So yeah, so as we can see, culture shock can be positive as well, and you can have reverse culture shock if you are put back into an environment because you're not used to it anymore. Furkan, have you ever experienced culture shock?
I don't remember.
You don't remember? Have you ever traveled, or have you ever like visited a city where it was like, wow, this is so different and I don't know what to do? Have you ever done that?
Actually, I've traveled all of this country, but before going to the city, I already discovered what they are doing, how those people are. So when I go to there, it's not that surprising for me.
So okay, so because you've done research, all right. So that's a good question as well for me to ask you guys. What do you think defines a culture? What are some things that are important that when you move from a country or a city somewhere else, those things, if they're different, you experience culture shock? So Furkan, what kind of research did you do before you visited these cities?
Like how those people, what those people do in their country, in their cities, or their customs, or their, regular things, regular stuff. What do they do? How do they wear? What do they wear? It's some, maybe you can say nuances, but they're important. When you get there, you will realize that they're important actually, because you will be standing out among all of the people. So it will be important. Another thing, maybe food, you can say. Food may be delicious or not that delicious.
Or not that, yeah. Food is something that you only experience once you go there. It's not something you can prepare before. So Furkan, if you had to give someone advice on how they should prepare to go visit another place, what would you say?
Maybe before going there, they can ask other people who already visit that place, or you can look at some website like TripAdvisor or other kind of websites, because those places won't be uncharted locations.
Exactly. So Furkan, so when you were in Rome, you did as the Romans do?
Yeah.
Okay, that's awesome. So that's an idiom. We use it very commonly when we travel. So when in Rome, what do you do when in Rome? Do as... Okay. So Furkan, since you know what this idiom is, why don't you tell us, what does this mean?
It means basically if you're in their country, you're gonna follow them or you're gonna suit them up.
Exactly. So when you are, for example, when you go to Rome, everybody knows where Rome is, right? Where's Rome?
Italy.
Italy, exactly. So this is a very popular saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So if you're somewhere new and you don't know what to do, just start behaving and acting like people around you, okay? So for Lily and Audrey, if you were not used to people being very friendly to you, when you came to Canada, you would not, you would want to be friendly to people because they're being friendly back to you, right? So this saying basically means that when you go somewhere, don't stick to your own opinions about how you should be. Look at your surroundings and adapt, change, okay? So adaptation.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a good word. Adaptation, basically getting used to where you are, getting used to your surroundings. Okay. Let's see. Who else do we have? So Ricardo. So listening to all the stories, Ricardo, have you ever experienced any form of culture shock?
Yes, teacher. I am living this situation now, in this moment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about it. Where are you from and where are you right now?
Yeah, I'm born in São Paulo. São Paulo is the biggest city in South America, I think. 20 million people. We have a problem about pollution, traffic, transit, okay? Everything is very expensive. Stress all the city, all person. and in another city in the last 30 days. It's not too far, okay? It's about 90 kilometers, but it's very different.
Okay.
In this moment, I look at sky. I have a sensation I can get the star with my hand.
Okay.
Very, very nice sensation. The food have another flavor, okay? Especially vegetables.
So everything is fresh. Everything is fresh.
Yes,
I'm assuming.
yes. We don't have a pollution problems. The people are very easy here, so I'm really enjoying. I really like this situation.
I just want to say, a lot of times you guys say the peoples. People is already plural. People is
people.
So you guys don't have to say peoples. You can just say the people are very friendly. The people are very different. Okay? Because when you say people, it's already plural. What's the singular form of people?
Okay.
What's single? Person. Exactly.
Person.
So person. So when you say people, it's already plural. So people are very friendly. You guys, everybody seems to be moving to a friendlier city than where they're from. So Ricardo, Lily, Audrey, Minnie, what about you? What else? What did you find that people were friendly in the United States as compared to Turkey?
Yes.
Okay, how?
American people are friendly.
Mm-hmm.
We are so emotional people in Turkey.
Okay.
And we like put our noise their business also so much.
Okay.
In America, people always be distance each other. However, also they are friendly. I think this is the best way.
So we say this, that in the US, people like to give you your space.
Yes, give space, yes.
Yeah. So an expression is to poke your nose, like, oh, you're sad? Wait, why are you sad? Wait, what's going on? No, tell me everything, okay? That's poking your nose in other people's business, okay?
Yeah.
So in North America, we say that people like to give you your space. So if you don't want to talk to people, if you don't want to tell them everything about your life, they will say, okay, fine, we won't ask you. But you're saying in Turkey, people will be like, no, tell me. Tell me now!
Without telling, we cannot leave you alone, something like that. Yes, we have to learn everything in Turkey.
Furkan, you're from Turkey. Do you feel the same way?
Like, very emotional.
Very emotional and always poking their nose in other people's business. Do you feel that people in Turkey are like that?
Yeah, some people are like that, and I hate them.
You hate them. I despise them. What's a stronger word than hate?
Loathe.
Loathe. And another word is despise. Okay? Despise is like, despise and loathe are like extreme forms of hate. It's like, oh, I loathe people who poke their nose in my business. I despise them. Despise is like, I don't like them and I want to stay away from them. Okay?
But so this is, I have to say one thing. This is more cultural habits, because it's in this way you have to show them you are care of or take care of them. You know what I mean? It's different than US. People like to live individual more than
like to live individually.
Individually, yes. In US, but Turkey, we always want to keep in touch each other all the time.
Okay. And in Turkey, do you have a joint family system? Do you know what that is? Joint family.
Like a nuclear family?
Yeah. Like a nuclear family is basically your mom, your dad, and your kids. Okay? So that's a good word, nuclear family. A nuclear family is basically the immediate family. So Me, my husband, and my children, we live in a house or an apartment together. We are a nuclear family, okay? Now, if I lived in a house with my husband and my kids, and my mother lived with us, and my brother and his wife and their kids lived with us as well, that's a joint family. That's not a nuclear family anymore, okay? Nuclear family is like the immediate family living together, okay?
I see.
So in Turkey, do you have a joint family system?
Not anymore, I think so. Most family are nuclear family now, but maybe 25 years ago, yes, people live as like a joint family system.
Exactly, yeah. Joint family system is usually the reason people feel like there's no individuality, okay? Hamid, you are saying something about things not being always negative. What do you mean?
I mean, Mine mentioned some details. For example, Turkish people are very hot, very open, easygoing people. For this reason, they are interested in with you very much. So this poke nose thing is not negative for every time.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you guys this. What do you think? So this is, I would say that this question is for everyone, but more so for the people who have immigrated to another country. What is the most important thing in your culture that you have still carried on with you? So Audrey, what do you think is one thing in France that is a good thing that you still do even though now you live in Canada? It's something cultural.
In France, I am very close to my family and my friends, and I decided to come here but alone, so it's a little bit difficult.
Okay.
So I stay in touch with them with my phone or with Skype, so I can speak with my family almost every day.
Almost every day. Okay. So even though you're not there with them, that's just something that you are still doing even though you're away from it. Perfect.
Exactly. Yeah.
What about you, Lily?
Oh, I think the way that I will do it to my children, future children, to give them more responsibility. Yeah, at home that can teach them how to do things when they will decide to leave our house or something.
That is called being self-sustaining.
Yeah.
Okay. So Lily said that when she was young, she knew how to cook and how to do everything. So when she grew older, she could take care of herself. And in Canada, a lot of kids are not like that. So you would want your children to be self-sustaining. Self-sustaining means you are able to provide and take care of yourself. Okay? All right. That's a really good thing to want to instill in your kids. What about you, Mine? What's one thing that you like from your culture that you still hold close to yourself?
I have the same situation like Andrea. We are very close family. Audrey. Sorry. We are very close family as each other, and I have to call my mom at least 2 or 3 times per week. I don't call her. She will be anxious, and she is very...
She'll get worried.
Yes.
She'll get worried, yeah. Yeah, family is a very, very big thing. Adriana, what about you? Did you think that there was something from like living in like a smaller city that you valued that you still, do living in a bigger city?
I think the food. Every time I go back to Guerrero and go back to Mexico City, I bring a lot of food. A lot of food.
How do you carry it with you? Like suitcases full of food?
With how do you say, like when you put your beers and with ice. How do you say
Oh, okay, yeah, like a mini fridge.
Yeah, like a mini fridge.
Yeah, like a travel fridge or whatever, like a small one, and you put everything and you take it with you.
Yeah, because the food tastes different, very different.
Bad different for you.
Mexico, for example, cheese in Mexico City doesn't taste like anything. It doesn't. It tastes, for me. It doesn't have any taste.
Oh, okay.
I have to bring my own cheese from Guerrero.
I have to churn my own cheese. Churn. Yes. Churn. Okay. The process of making cheese is called churning. Okay. So Adriana has to have a farm where she can churn her cheese. Okay. Now, I
just bring it.
I have eaten lots of food in my life that didn't taste like anything. You know what I call that kind of food? I call it cardboard.
Cardboard. Oh.
Yeah. Do you guys know what? Yeah. Do you guys know what cardboard is?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. What is? Who knows what cardboard is? When you move your house, you pack all your things in a brown box, right?
Yeah.
You pack it in a brown box. That brown box that material is cardboard. Is cardboard. So when you eat food that doesn't taste like anything, I call that food cardboard. Furkan calls it straw. Exactly. So you just eat it and it's like doesn't taste like anything. So we call it straw or we call it cardboard. Furkan, what do you enjoy the most about where you're from?
In this country?
In your country or your city. It can be specific to your city or even your household.
I don't know.
Nothing. I like that there is internet here. That's all I like. Okay, so do you guys know that culture shock actually comes in 4 phases?
Ooh.
What's a phase? Who knows what a phase is?
Step 2, step 3.
Stage, yeah, a stage, exactly. It comes in 4 stages, okay? So when you have culture shock, it's not just, oh my God, I'm culture shocked. It's not like that. It comes in 4 stages. It comes and it goes. So the first phase of culture shock is called the honeymoon phase.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? Who's heard of that?
No.
Honeymoon phase. Just based on the name, what do you guys think the honeymoon phase would be like? The first phase of culture shock. What do you think it'll be like?
Everything is beautiful. Everything is great.
Yeah.
Yes. Look at that. Look at that. Our 2 Canadian immigrants are like, everything was beautiful
like you
when
don't
I
care.
came here. Yeah. What else? So everything is beautiful. You don't care. What else?
Yeah.
Mine, did you experience the honeymoon phase? Mine, you there?
Yeah, I am here. I think yes. The first time you feel that everything is wonderful. Actually, in America, even though I grew up in Istanbul, however,
even though I grew up
Istanbul, I feel that this America is everything is big.
Everything is big. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we say that you are enamored. Has everybody heard that word before? French people in class, what does it mean to be enamored?
I think I heard this word.
Okay, I'm ready.
Can
enamored.
You write?
Yeah. To be enamored is to be like, wow,
yeah, it's
Toronto
like
is so beautiful. Yeah. I am enamored with Ryan Gosling or whatever, okay? If it was Furkan, it'd be like, I am enamored with Scarlett Johansson, okay? Right? Enamored is not the same as being in love, okay?
Yeah.
When we say, I am in love with someone, okay? That's different. Yeah, go ahead, Lily.
It's like you admire it a lot.
Yes. When you everything seems romantic associated with that, all right? So when you move to a new place or a new city, in the honeymoon phase, you are enamored by everything. Everything is beautiful. Infatuated. Okay. Infatuated can be best described as fake love. Okay? Fake. Infatuation is when you think you're in love, or you're like, I can't live without this person, or I can't live without eating chicken wings every day. All right? Like when you think you are in love, that is infatuation. Okay? Enamor is when you're just like, that guy is so handsome. Oh my God. Right? This is enamored. You're not in love. You're not infatuated, but you're just so drawn to a person and to a thing. Okay? So that feeling is said to be enamored. Look at that taxi, so romantic. I love this city. Yeah, that is enamored. Perfect. Wow. Look at the bums on the street. They're so clean. that is enamored.
Yes, that is really.
when even the bums on the street look like amazing people to you, you are enamored. Okay, so that's a new magnetic. Magnetic. Yeah. So that is the honeymoon phase. So we have all these people. Adriana. Oh, Adriana's sneezing. Bless you. Adriana, did you go through the honeymoon phase when you moved to Mexico City?
No.
She's like, no. There was no honeymoon.
I was 15-year-old. I didn't know how to get to school.
Uh-huh. Okay, so then you skipped out the honeymoon phase. Then we have another phase. The second phase is called negotiation. Who knows what that is? Negotiation.
Like haggling.
Like haggling. What are you haggling? Who are you haggling with? Furkan, what do you think?
Maybe with the city.
With the city? Mm-hmm.
I thought that you would be a really good city, but you're not giving what I want.
Yeah, exactly. We say expectations are falling flat. I'll tell you what that means. Okay, expectations are falling flat. This is an expression. It's like, okay, let me give you an example. England has a very rainy weather. It is always raining in England, okay? So if I was somebody who moved to England for the first time, I'd be like, oh, this rain is so beautiful. Oh my God. Okay? I am in the honeymoon phase. I love it. Every day it's raining, all right? After 3 months, it's like, oh, why won't it stop raining, all right? This is negotiation. Then it's like, man, you know, I really miss Toronto. I really miss the snow, okay? This is negotiation where you're like, I thought things would be different, but they're not. So we say your expectations are falling flat. So this expectation that you had, everything will be perfect forever. When it comes back down, we say that it's fallen flat. It's an expression.
But I cannot believe you missed the snow.
I'm giving an example. I don't know. Homesickness, that's a good one. Exactly. Homesickness. I think the honeymoon phase came for me after 2 months. Yeah. And it doesn't always come in the same order, but most people experience it like this, where it's like honeymoon and then you have negotiation. What else do you think you might feel in the negotiation phase?
For example, I was in England. The time was summertime. And in my country, generally, summertime is very hot days. But in England, I saw the highest temperature is only 30 Celsius. So it was strange for me. Also, I hate rainy days because I could take my coat for every day. I was hating for this situation.
Okay, so you hated the rain days. Yeah, this is a negotiation phase. So this is when you start realizing, you know, the weather you don't really like it that much. The weather in your own country was better, or in your own city. Okay, what other things do you think start becoming clear to you in this phase? So your honeymoon phase is over. What are some frustrations? What's a frustration?
Confusing.
Something that confuses you, Furkan? What's a frustration?
Like, for example, if I join an advanced Spanish class, I will be frustrated.
You will be frustrated because you're like, I don't understand what's going on. Okay, exactly. This is frustration. What is C? Ricardo's like, yes. All right, so that's frustration. So what are some frustrations that will become evident in the negotiation phase? What do you think?
Language.
Language is a big one. Okay.
Yes.
Language
you
is a very...
cannot express yourself enough if you don't know the language very well. Even though you know the language well, they have a cultural speaking language is different than other language, I think.
Yeah, like their dialect. Their dialect is
idiom, slang. You cannot learn those from the school.
Exactly. Dialect and all the cultural nuance you have to learn when you live there. Okay? For example, Lily and Audrey, I don't know, Boston is the...
Yeah, I know what they're like Boston.
Boston. I'm from Boston. I'm from Boston. Exactly. They talk like that. They're like gangster, right? Right?
Red Sox, not gangster.
For example, in Canada, a cultural nuance is A. Okay? We say that all the time. How's it going, eh? You know? I'm going to Timmy's, eh? Right? If you don't know it, you'll be like, what is this? What is this A that everybody is saying? You can be very frustrated, okay? So language is a very big thing. What else? Lily, what else do you think? What frustrations show up in the negotiation phase? Lily or Audrey? Yeah, go ahead, Ricardo. If you know one, go ahead.
Lawyer.
What do you mean, lawyer? Like lawyers as in...
Lawyer, yeah.
You want to write it down? You want to write it in the Verbling chat?
When you don't say the truth.
Oh, okay. Yeah, liars. Yeah, okay.
Liars.
Yeah, so yeah, some people are different about... So basically communication. So let's just group all that in communication. So the language, all these little, how are you and whatever, let's group that in communication. What else? So I think, Adriana, for you, it would be food. Definitely. So food, communication, what else? What else do you guys think? Weather. We all talked about that. Weather. Anything else?
Food, like Adriana.
Sorry? Food?
Food, like Adriana. Sometimes I want to eat bread, French bread, and it's difficult to bread. And it's difficult to find a real bread in Toronto.
Oh, that's not true, but okay. You should go to the distillery district.
Ah, really? Okay.
The distillery district has bakeries, like real bakeries, so you can get real bread from there.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so yeah, currency. Furkan, what can be the problem with currency?
I don't know, maybe you'll see it different colors, different logos.
Yeah. And also learning the names of the currency, right? In Canada, do you know what $1 is called? Loonie, exactly. I could not believe it when I moved here when I was young. So it was like, whoa, what's a loonie? Like a Looney Tune, like a cartoon? What? Yeah. So what's $2? What's $2 called, Furkan?
Toonie,
exactly. So we have loonies and we have toonies. This is something that you probably won't really know unless you move here. Okay? And then you have to find out the currency. What's a nickel? What's a dime? What's a quarter? What's a cent? Currency is a big one. What else? What are some other
food eating things? How can I say? Food eating styles.
Habits. What do you guys think about traffic?
For England, the way is the side is different than Turkey. I mean, because one day when I was with my aunt, I went to wrong side because the driver's side is different than Turkey.
Exactly, and same here. So, Furkan, what side of the road do you drive on in Turkey?
Right.
You drive on the right side. And what side are the cars? Like, where's the driver's seat? Where's the driver's seat?
Left.
Left, exactly. It's exactly the same in Canada. But what is it like in UK, Hamid?
It is the driver's side is right, and the
you drive on.
Yes, the traveler side is left. So
yeah,
it is changeable. It was weird, and I didn't have it.
I was not in the habit.
I was not in habit the shortest time.
Okay. Yeah, the traffic can be a good cultural shock as well. And then, so you've gone through your honeymoon, your negotiation, and then the third phase is your adjustment. What is adjustment?
To get used to it.
Exactly. Okay. So your adjustment phase, you're like, okay, you know what? The food sucks, but whatever, I'll still eat it. Okay? You know what? Whatever. It snows every day. That's okay. I'll just buy a jacket. All right? This is adjustment where you so acceptance.
Yes.
Or another thing is, Hina, adjustment our times, because we are different zone. I mean, for example, Turkey is forward 2 hours than England. When I was in first days in that, I was woken up lately.
I was woken up very late. I would wake up very late.
I would wake up lately because my biological clock is depending on Turkey.
Yeah, jet lag. That's called jet lag. Thank you for that, Minute. Yeah. What's another way that we say getting used to? There's a word that means the same thing as getting used to.
Get accustomed.
Yeah. Well done. To get accustomed to. So in your adjustment phase, you get accustomed. So another way of saying is, okay, I have become accustomed to living in Canada. All right. I have become accustomed to living in the cold. So you have gotten used to it. It means the exact same thing as getting used to. Adapting. Yes, exactly. Get accustomed to, adjust, adapt mean the same thing. You can use them as synonyms. Okay. I am too formal and I get accustomed to everything. You're too formal. So you're like, I'll get used to anything. And your last phase after your adjustment phase is called mastery. What do you think that is?
After 7 years, you've become a master.
Exactly. That's exactly what it means. And this is the fourth phase. You are able to fully adapt and participate in a culture. Okay? So Audrey, what stage do you think you are in right now?
Phase number 3, maybe.
Number 3, which is the adjustment phase.
Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Lily? What about you, Lily? What are you in? And Minute. Lily, what phase are you in? What do you think?
Right now? Oh, I'm adapted, as you know. Yes.
So adapting. You are adapting. Yeah. Adapting means that you've already done it in the past.
Yes, I'm adapting. But not for the winter, but
so you're still in negotiation. You're like, there is no winter, there is no snow. Minnie,
I'm sorry, dinner's ready, so I have to go.
That's okay.
Everybody's invited, so
that's the Canadian way, eh?
Yeah. So I have to go now.
That's okay.
Thank you. It was so interesting.
You're welcome. And Minnie, a last question to Minnie. What phase are you in, Minnie?
I accustomed their food, but I'm still negotiate with the weather, especially snow.
I'm still negotiating with the weather.
With the weather. Other than, I think I am accustomed level.
You're accustomed. Okay. Yeah. Ricardo?
Have a good night, Che.
Oh, thank you so much, Ricardo, for joining.
Bye-bye.
And lastly, at the mastery phase, we can say, now I feel at home. Okay?
And how long will it take?
It can take anywhere from 4 years to 10 to 15. It's just a matter of whenever you feel comfortable. Some people never feel it. They'll just like, you know what? I am leaving. Thank you very much, Tim Hortons. I am going back. It doesn't really matter. So, I mean, look at Minnie. She's been in the U.S. for 7 years, and she's still getting used to it, right?
No, I have been in U.S. 7 years. I wish after 7 years.
How long have you been in the U.S., Minnie?
Almost 4 years now.
Almost 4 years. So she's been there 4 years, and she's still back and forth between the negotiation and the adjustment phase. So
but
it can
take weather.
Only weather.
I like to work here, and I like the people and food. Okay, except weather.
Except weather. I know, it's very cold.